So why did LiAngelo Ball fail? Could it be his brothers? Could it be his dad? Is it him? We're gonna find out right now in this video right here.
LaVar Ball said he does not think his middle son, LiAngelo, will make it to the NBA.
Hey, let's keep it real. Told him that. I said, two of y'all gonna make it, one of y'all not. That's how I feel. One of y'all ain't gonna make it. Now it's only down to two.
Back in 2017, LaVar Ball made headlines when the media claimed he did not believe that his middle son, LiAngelo, would make the NBA. Fast forward to 6 years later, and Jello has not only failed to play a single minute in the league, but recently things have gotten even worse. Normally, when you post a video in which you bench press 400 pounds, people support you.
420, baby. Oh, he's got it. He got it. Ah, so dirty.
Stop giving this joke a platform. Another workout clip, another comment, boy looking like he just did 5 years. What in the disrespect? Where did this hate come from? Well, in the G League last season, LiAngelo seemingly played his way out of the NBA, averaging just 2.3 points per game on 25% shooting.
I did not know LiAngelo Ball was that bad. So I thought, and I was completely wrong, I thought he was on the Hornets G League team and at least played a few minutes in the NBA. I did not know he was this bad. 2 points? And the year before that, he played 28 games, averaged 4 points. 48 from 2, 35 from 3 is crazy. Damn. I guess that everybody was right.
Shooting in 3 regular season games, and he currently stands with no NBA contract, which means we have to ask the question, how did LaVar know? How did LiAngelo Ball go from one of the most famous and loved young players in the basketball scene to both the only Ball brother to not make the NBA and someone the fans have turned on? Well, what's up guys, Mike here, and my question to you is, did LaVar really mean what he said, or was he instead trying to motivate his middle son? The LaVar Ball we know believes in his kids more than anyone, and he also believes in good old-fashioned tough love.
I'm about to say, out of anybody who was delusional, right? I feel like back when Lonzo was coming up, and even LaMelo when coming up, LaVar was saying some outlandish, fucking wild things, right? Some of the things he was saying was like way delusional. He was like, oh, LaVar was saying he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. That's crazy.
Work hard and you will be successful. It worked for Lonzo and LaMelo, both sons who ended up as top 3 NBA draft picks and both sons who had their mind on the same goal as LaVar. The NBA was the dream. LaVar's dream was always 3 NBA sons and 247 Sports. Back in August of 2015, does list LiAngelo as a top 80 recruit in the nation. Lonzo, his older brother, was a top 5 recruit. He was seen as a superstar headed to UCLA. LiAngelo was seen as something different because by the end of his senior season, despite the fact that he had averaged over 33 points per game, Jello had dropped into the 150s in recruit rankings, and so he headed to UCLA with a chip on his shoulder, and at this point in time, people still really believed in him, with good reason. In a video titled LiAngelo Ball Shows Off His New Moves, posted before his UCLA season began, it was clear that Jello was on a mission. The Jello we saw in this video was down in weight. His ball handling was improved. His quickness was improved. It was clear he was on a mission to make the NBA, to join his brothers where he belonged. Enter a national disaster. But before we continue, guys, I am very excited to thank DraftKings. I have in the high stars in bonus. And if you've a bonus, betting is not available in sports. So again, guys, $5 in only a preseason trip to China with the UCLA Bruins. LiAngelo Ball, along with 2 other teammates, were arrested by the Chinese police for shoplifting. After
this man comes from a family with money, his family's on TV, the dude rich, he's famous, he probably getting paid on the table, and decided to steal from her. I forgot that's what happened. I was in college at the time. I forgot that's what happened to LiAngelo. I wonder what
After watching how horrible the Brittany Griner situation was. This headline seems almost made up. LiAngelo Ball, UCLA players arrested, Chinese jail time ahead? At this point, it was reported Jello faced 3 to 10 years in Chinese prison. After this disaster was averted and LiAngelo and his 2 teammates were freed and allowed back into the country, UCLA now wanted to suspend LiAngelo for the rest of the season, and so him and LaVar came to a decision. They were going to quit school and join a pro team in Lithuania. In his only game with UCLA, Jello scored 11 points against a D2 team, and at the time of his suspension, he was coming off the bench with no real hope of starting, at least at that moment. But people really believed in UCLA Jello. He was supposed to earn his role there and then grow as a player. When we watched him in high school, we knew that he had his flaws, but we also knew that potential and that relentless drive on the court was right there. Most importantly though, I will say, during his time at UCLA, for the first time, LiAngelo was on his own. Lonzo left LaVar and was a first-team All-American at UCLA. LaMelo left LaVar and became a top 3 draft pick after dominating at Spire. Jello left LaVar, but within months after a national scandal, was back with his dad. And nothing would get better for him on this new path. Life is hard, but the toughest obstacles always bring the greatest chances for.
I guess he was the one son that stayed home. That's tough. I'm surprised LiAngelo didn't go farther. I wonder what behind the scenes went on. But 4 points and 2 points per game is crazy.
For success, you grow through pain. You need to face the best to be the best, but it is here where LaVar took Jello and LaMelo's careers into his own hands and went off the.
About 97% of you guys watching this video right now haven't subscribed, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribed and like this video so I can know that you enjoy this content and I can keep bringing you stuff like this on a regular basis.
The rails. After turning both Jello and LaMelo pro and finding them a spot on a pro Lithuanian team, LaVar was reportedly a menace overseas as he openly questioned the coach at every turn and finally pulled his 2 sons from the team with 2 games left in the season, saying, "We're not going to waste our time no more," as well as, quote, "I just didn't get along with the coach." That's not a quote from LiAngelo, who was on the team. That's a quote from LaVar. A pretty weird time to make everything about yourself, and a horrible example to set for your children overseas.
So did LaVar Ball sabotage LiAngelo? Is that what went on? Cause that could make a lot of sense, cause he's a loudmouth coach. Like, he's a loudmouth parent. Like, and I know y'all have had those parents on the sideline, bro. Your kid not even that good, but you up here.
Overseas, of course. Only at this point in time, the public perception was that both Melo and Jello were more a circus basketball act, while Lonzo was the serious star. When he was playing for Chino Hills, LaMelo Ball was seen as a 5-star overall recruit as a freshman. But after this stint in Lithuania, he was off of recruiting boards completely. It was actually Melo who was benched in a big game that led to LaVar losing it and having his sons quit on the team with 2 games left, which meant we had a wasted season in Lithuania for both Jello and Melo. But we have to remember here, it was Jello's pro clock that was ticking as he is 3 years older than LaMelo. And so after Lithuania, LaVar Ball did what any father would do. He created an entire basketball league that was missing just enough talent to allow his own sons to be the stars. Thus, the JBA, the Junior Basketball Association, was born, with LaMelo Ball as the first pick of the league his dad created. To put how bad the competition was here into perspective, LiAngelo scored 58 points with 11 rebounds and 6 assists in the last game of the finals, where his dad handed him both a finals trophy and a finals MVP trophy. The weirdest of storylines. And this actually reveals a darker side to
this man made a whole league, named his son the 1st round draft pick. His son dropped 50 on some scrubs. And then he won league MVP and finals MVP. That is crazy.
This entire story in general. As during the Ball brothers' run to fame, there were players whose careers were affected by things such as the JBA being created. The JBA was actually accused by players such as Brandon Phillips of only paying their players 1/3 of what they were promised.
In the first season, we paying players. That makes us a professional league. We're above that.
Yeah, okay.
We're not letting you play for free.
On top of this, players such as Brandon Phillips gave up their college eligibility as LaVar sold them on the JBA dream. 2016. The JBA would fold after one very unmemorable year, which left all of the players LaVar sold on this dream now trying to find their own way in the pro scene against seemingly impossible odds.
Shout out to all of you all watching at home.
Hey, that's my bad, I guess. Get the ball. Stop being a what you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do?
Luckily for LaMelo, despite the fact that his draft stock had completely tanked, Melo was still able to return to high school, where at Spire he became a 5-star recruit. An older Jello, who had already officially turned pro, now faced the tough reality as a pro player without a team. I would say this would prove to be Jello's ultimate downfall. When they broke off on their own, Lonzo and LaMelo became stars. They took their own leap. And it's not as if Jello never stopped trying. He was in the G League just last season, and it's definitely a fair point that Jello doesn't have the natural height or quickness that his brothers have. But it's more than that. Playing with his brothers, Jello thrived in his role. Score the ball, be a knockdown shooter. At the NBA level, we know there's no margin of error. But after playing on semi-all-star type game rosters, after being yanked from real team systems at UCLA and Lithuania, Jello struggled to improve his game within a team system in the NBA, and he repeatedly failed to make a roster. First came Oklahoma City, then came Detroit. In neither situation did he earn a single preseason minute. But then, fast forward to 2021, and we saw a true glimpse at what could be. As in his first game of the 2021 Summer League, with the Hornets, Jello would connect on 5 threes in only 16 minutes of court time. He was signed to the Hornets G League team, where in game 1, he again stepped up, dropping 22 points as we all cheered. Jello was back, but he wasn't. As overall in the long term, Jello failed to ever gain one of basketball's most important traits, consistency. I give Jello
See, and that's one thing I'm working on for myself this season. I just got back to training with my trainer now. Consistency. And in the NBA, bro, you can miss one shot and the whole media hates you. That's tough. I did not know he didn't make the NBA roster.
Give Jello all the credit in the world. It takes a real man to swallow your pride and play off the bench in the G League while your younger brother is an all-star for the same organization. I respect Jello so much for that. The man is chasing his dream. He's always showed up. He's always tried on.
I forgot. LaMelo is going crazy on the NBA roster. You're off the bench for the G League team. Yo, that's a narrative.
Off of it though, the numbers just don't lie. In the G League, Jello's role was to make shots, and we know one thing in basketball to be certain. There is always a spot on a roster for a shooter, but there's no room for a shooter who just makes 36% of his threes. Yes, in 22 regular season games in the 2022 regular season, LiAngelo was given a real shot, but he only shot 36% from 3, and his true shooting percentage was just 53.2%. In 2022 in the NBA, Joel Embiid shot 37% from 3 and made 1.4 3-pointers a night. If you're not shooting better than Joel Embiid from 3 in the G League, it's going to be hard to justify a roster spot for you. However, I will say, at the time of this video, Jello is just 25 years old still, and I want to believe in 2016, after years of failing to earn an NBA contract, 25-year-old Seth Curry shocked the league, and suddenly Steph's little brother was a rotation player, and from there he's become a real offensive weapon on playoff teams. That is because Seth Curry never stopped working. He never gave up on his dream. I hope LiAngelo Ball does the same. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss a video. Let's get some love going for LiAngelo in the comments. Again, I'm hoping.
Shout out to LiAngelo, bro. I respect that. I hope you keep working. I hope you make it to the NBA on a roster, get some minutes going. But someone who isn't gonna get some minutes going is Ben Simmons, bro. That man is I made a video about Ben. I'll put that on screen for you right now.